Good evening to everyone. I hope my voice is clear and audible.
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I welcome you again the second day for Microsoft Project Software Bootcamp. So continuing with my second presentation, yesterday we have discussed about the basics of construction project planning. Okay, we have discussed that what is the different techniques which we can use to plan a project and why planning is important, right? That if we need to complete our project within the time frame, within the budget and with quality to meet our objective, we need to have a smart planning, right? Because 80+% success of the project completely depend upon a smart planning of the project. So we have discussed the importance, and then we have discussed about bar chart, milestone chart, and CPM and PERT network, right? And I have discussed with you that how we can draw manually the bar chart and these network diagram by showing the interrelationship of different activities. With this example, I have closed yesterday's session to practice by yourself that we need to draw the network diagram for these 9 activities. So all the relationship finish to start, start to start, start to finish, and finish to finish. These 4 relationships we have already clarified. So this, I hope you have practiced and you were able to solve this question. I'll show you the solution also, that how this diagram is drawn. The PPT I'll share today, both of the PPTs, and you will able to see the solution by yourself. Okay. If any confusion will be there, I'll resolve it at the end of the session. So let's continue with next topic, which is about 3-time estimate. Now see, while we are planning about the project, we need to take some consideration toward the time estimate, that what type of condition we are taking. Now, I mean here that sometime it happen, some problem can be there in terms of heavy rain is there. We are not able to perform concreting operation. We are not able to carry out the construction activity, any activity, because of any reason like heavy rain is there or too high temperature is there. So we are not able to conduct our work. So it means that our work is going to delay. Otherwise, let us consider there is continuous rain for 10 days or 5 days, right? So it means our project will get delayed by some duration. Now, we cannot say that if rain is there for 5 days, then one activity is getting delayed for 5 days only, and overall project will also get delayed for 5 days. No, because the interdependency of the activity will decide that how long the total duration will exceed. So a delay of 2 days, even in a single activity, may result into delay of a 6 month of overall duration. So this time estimate will help us that what estimate we need to consider while deciding the planning for our activities. So we are having 3 type of time estimate which we choose in our construction planning. Okay, so you can see here that the first one is the optimistic time estimate. Okay, so in optimistic time estimate, we consider that everything is in favor of the project. Okay, the first condition you can see in this time period, this is the shortest duration to complete a project. And how it is going to be shortest duration? Because we consider that everything is in favor of the project. Like no any problem will occur, everything will go as per our plan, nothing will go wrong, and we will be able to complete our project in the time frame we have set up in the planning stage. Let us consider we have set up 2 years. So we are considering there is not going to be any rain, there is not going to be problem because of high temperature, there is not going to be any weathering problem or any other shortage of material or labor strike, nothing will happen. That's what we are considering. Like everything is best for the project. So we know that in actual this situation is not practical, right? Because it's not possible that everything is going to be perfect. So this is the first time estimate, which is going to be denoted by T naught or T0, TO you can say, or T naught you can call it, in which we are considering that everything is in favor, nothing is wrong. Okay. Now the next time estimate is the pessimistic, which is opposite of the first one. And here we are considering that everything is against the project. Like there is having worst weather condition and there are labor strikes, there is maybe major accident during the activity, any wrong situation will occur or any like natural calamities may occur. You can see earthquake, floods, fire may happen during the project execution, which will delay the project execution. Okay, so it means this is going to be the longest duration to complete the project, right? Because when everything is going to wrong with the project, definitely it will take a lot of time to complete it. So this is the longest or the maximum time to complete an activity or a project. So this is the pessimistic time estimate. And the next one is the most likely time estimate. With the second one, you can see that it is not possible that this situation will be there. Like everything is going to be bad. That is also not possible. So this is the TP, which is noted by pessimistic time, TP. This is the actual time period we consider in construction project, the most likely time estimate, which fall in between of optimistic and pessimistic. Because this situation is a normal situation where nothing is too good and nothing is too bad, where the normal conditions are there, and it is going to be lie in between of optimistic and pessimistic time estimate. Okay, where conditions are normal, things are usual, and nothing is exciting like too bad or too good. All right, so this is the time estimate which is actually going to exist in the construction of the activities. Now, how to calculate the mean expected time, which is actually going for the activities we need to calculate. Okay, so we can, this project manager can calculate this time estimate for the different activities, either manually or by use of software. That how we can calculate mean expected time, which is actually practicable at the field. Because you must have known that we need to calculate the duration of all the activities, right? Randomly we cannot take, we need to consider all the situation. We need to consider what if everything will be good, what if everything is going to be bad, what if normal situation will be there, then how much time we need to spend. Okay, so you can see the formula which can be used to calculate mean expected time for a particular activity. May focus that for an individual activity we need to calculate it. Okay, or for whole project at the same time we can calculate. I'll show this with the calculation of a numerical also. So the formula is optimistic time plus 4 times of most likely time plus pessimistic time by 6. Okay, so you can see example is given here. Two tasks are given, activity A and activity B. Okay, job A, job B is given, and these 3 days, these 3 time estimate are estimated. Let us consider by the project manager. Okay, so optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time is written here. That most shortest time is 4 days. That if everything is going to be in favor of the project, we will be able to complete our project within 4 days. And if everything is going to be worst, then we have to take at least 11 days to complete it. And in normal circumstances, once everything is usual, we can complete it within 6 days. Okay, so you can see we can calculate similarly for the next task. The day these 3 time estimates are given by filling these all details of first job and second job in this formula. We can get the actual time period which is going to be spent to complete the activity in the field. I hope it is clear that in actual to complete job A, the expected time is 6.5 days. That it is going to complete it within 6.5 days. Okay, similar for the next task, you can see the 9.5 days are required to complete it. So I hope it's clear to everyone that this is going to give you an idea that how much time a particular activity will take to get complete in the site itself. Okay. Now, continuing with this example, you can see this is a network diagram given. Okay. And you can see in this network diagram, many paths are there. I hope now when I'm using this word path, you are clearly known to this word. Now you can tell me in the chat box quickly which paths are there. And I have discussed with you about critical path. So yes, Beneath, because you can see there is a relationship in optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely, because these 3 will help to identify actual time period. Because 3 situations we are considering, and the best of these 3 or mean of these 3 will let us know that what is the actual time period we need to spend over the activity. Because sometimes it do happen that everything is favor for a particular activity. That's why we are not considering whole project. We are considering activity wise. Sometimes may happen that during concreting, all resources are available. Let us consider labor is also available, materials are also available, all machineries are at place. And despite of 3 days we have given to the concreting operation, we are able to complete it within 1.5 day, because we are having everything in favor of my activity. Or sometime it happen, let us consider that shortage of material occur suddenly. Supplier has not supplied the material, and there is that today we need to continue with concreting, and we need to see the supplier called us that the material is not supplied because of any reason. Now you can see, and another side, let us consider the machinery is also not working. Now the problem is everything is happening worst. So the activity cannot be performed today. It means it is delayed to next day. This is the worst situation which may happen, right? So activity wise, it may happen that sometimes best situation is there, sometimes worst is there. That's why we consider the relationship of all three. Sometimes usual conditions are there, okay, where the despite of five number of labor are required, there are only four available or three available. So it's a normal situation that with three also or four also we can continue with the work. So these all situations actually occur in our construction project, right? So yes, there is a relationship between these three time estimate. So yes, I was talking about this network diagram. You can see in this network diagram, what type of paths are there? Can you please write in the chat box? As I can show you, the first path is 1, 2, 7, and 8. This is one path, right? Yeah, someone has written. Vishwant is written 1 to 7, 8. Yeah. Anyone else who can tell me that what other path is there? Be quick. Okay, Hardeep has written 1, 2, 6, 8. Let us see. Yeah, 1, 2, 6, 8. Yes, this is another path. And 1, 3, 6, 8 also you have written. 1, 3, 6, 8. Yeah, that is the third path. And the last one is 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. Now see, as I have discussed with you that we need to see which one is critical or what is the total duration of this project or this network. This network is actually telling about the project activities, right? Now you can see the question is that you need to determine the expected time for each path, and then you have to also identify which path is critical, right? Now what you will do, you are having two ways to solve this question. First way is you can solve like the formula you already know, T naught plus 4TL plus TP by 6, right? Either you can just take consideration one by one, you can solve for each activity, or you can calculate TE, mean expected time, for each activity, first from 1 to 2 activity. And one more thing I want to say, 6, 8, 11 is written here for 1 to 2. So 6 is actually telling about optimistic time, 8 is telling about most likely time, and 11 is telling about pessimistic time. Okay, this is how we denote it. First one is optimistic, middle one is most likely time, and the next one is pessimistic time. Okay, so you can calculate separately for all the activities also in a tabular form, where you will write 1 to 2 activity, 2 to 7, 7 to 8, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, 2 to 6 is also there, 6 to 8, 1 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 8. You can just prepare a table and you can apply the formula. All times are given to you and you can calculate. Otherwise, one more easy way is there. What you can do, you have identified four paths, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 paths you have identified. You can combinedly calculate for every path. Like for this one, let me say this first path is there. Okay, 1, 2, 7, 8. So this first path is there, 1, 2, 7, 8. You can just calculate for this path first. The first mean expected time for this path means you need to calculate, you just have to sum up the optimistic time of this path, 6 plus 8 plus 5. Okay, that is going to be total optimistic time for this path. Then you can calculate total most likely time, total pessimistic time of these, adding these three activities, and then you will apply it into the formula. You will get the total duration to complete this path. Similar you will do for others. So let me show you the solution. You can see here, these are the paths you have told me. You were right. These four paths we are having. Okay. So second method I have told you, you can just write combinedly. You can just calculate. You can just sum up the 1, 2, 7, 8. These three activities having a total optimistic time of 90, 26 most likely time, 35 pessimistic. And you can fill up into the formula you will get the duration for first path. For out of these four paths, the maximum you will receive, that is the, for any path, let us consider for third one, the total duration is highest, expected time is highest, means it is a critical one. Okay. Or another method is this one, where activity wise you can calculate activity A, activity B. Sorry, these are the four paths, and in particular path, which activity is falling. So individually you can calculate per activity and the total you can calculate. So now with this you can see for first path, the total duration is 26.34 days. For next is 26.83, and the for third one is 27 days, and the next one is 28. So which one is critical? Okay, so you can tell me that after looking to this these four path, which one is critical one? Which path is critical? A path is critical, B or C or D?
Path D, ma'am.
Yes, Sunny, you are saying something?
Part D, ma'am.
Okay, so D path is critical one, right? Because 28, the maximum duration of the project to complete is 28.33 days, right? So we can consider it as that 28 and a half days required to complete the project. So it is the longest path, right? Or the maximum duration we need to spend over this activity, this path. So this is the critical one. So I hope it's clear. Now I'll continue with the next topic. There are another terms also which are associated with the critical this CPM and PERT network. Like we need to estimate like we are having some lag also, as I was discussing yesterday. We are having float also, that how much we can delay our activity, right? How much room we are having to delay or just to start our activity late. So there are four terms which are there. I will only give a brief. I have not included in the PPT. There are four another time which we need to calculate. That is earliest starting time, earliest finish time, okay, and latest start time and latest finish time. Okay, so these four time estimates are also there which we need to calculate. So I think my presentation is not visible now.
No, it's not visible.
Yeah, there is just a problem in network. Just give me a minute to represent it. Yeah, so I was saying that you can see we have to calculate these four time estimates also, which is earliest starting and latest starting, earliest finish and latest finish. I will let you know what are the meaning of these all terms. Earliest starting means that how much or how early we can start the activity. It's not compulsory that if I need to start with the activity, let us consider on the like today is the day I have planned for my project. Okay, and I am about to start the project on 10th of the May. Okay, but if everything is on the site is already located and everything is available, I should not wait. I thought like why not to start with the activity on 9th May if I am having the time. So early start means that we are having the time period where we can start with the activity as early as possible rather than the activity time we have given. Okay, and earliest finish is how is obviously when I will start an activity with early date, like despite of 10 May, I am starting with 9, it is going to complete early. Okay, and similarly latest start means how late I can start activity. All right. Yeah. So I was saying that we need to calculate the four other time estimates also, early start and early finish. And another one is late start and late finish. Okay. That how late we can start our activity. Despite of 9th May, let us consider if we are having a room to delay our activity, how much we can delay. Let us consider because of any reason we are not able to start on 10th May. Then is it possible that we can continue the activity on 12th of May or 15th of May? We are having that much time without affecting the total project duration. That we need to consider. That's why we take these four consideration also. Similarly, if we are not able, even we have started the project or our activity on 10th May, which we have planned, but because of any reason we are not able to complete it within the time frame, let us consider for first activity, which I have started on 10th of May, is going to complete within 5 days, which is on 15th May. But because of any reason, shortage of material, labor strike, we are not able to complete it. Then there is any chance that we can delay it and without affecting the project? So these four time estimates are also there, which we usually calculate. Manually take time. Similar network is going to be there. We can calculate it. But here, despite of these three time estimate, there is going to be only one time written here, okay, which is expected time only. And even if the time is not given here, you can just calculate mean expected time. You can redraw the network and you can calculate those durations also. Now, continuing with the next important part. So this all which we have done till now about network techniques and bar chart is going to be applied now. From tomorrow, we will apply this all in the software so that now you can bridge a connectivity between the theoretical knowledge which I have shared with you and also in how practically we are going to enter all these details and you will able to link it. Okay. Now the next topic which I have yesterday told you that next important portion is resource. Okay, you have identified the activities, you have prepared the network, you have planned that when I'm going to start my project, how much time I will spend to complete the activity. Now, what about resources, which is the most important one? Because in the planning, resources are the most important one you need to focus on because they can create a huge problem otherwise, right? So, what is a resource? An economic or productive factor required to accomplish an activity. Definitely, economic factor because you know that we need to spend over purchasing of the resources, over producing the resources, right? Whatever resource it is, means to undertake an enterprise and achieve desired outcome. So conversion of raw material into the physical structure we need, right? That is what a resource. Now, the basic resources, if I discuss with you, are three types. Okay, we need land, which is the first requirement for any project. The land requirement is there, right? Include all natural resources used in the production process. Okay, the arable land, forest, mineral, oil deposit, water resources, everything comes under the land resources. Okay, and the labor resources. Well, these resources yesterday also we have shared. Later, definitely the physical and mental talent or effort required by individually to produce the good or service or to construct the structure, that is your labor, right? And the capital is the budget, which is required to buy all the tools, equipment, machinery, and any other productive equipment which is required. Okay. So it is not we can say that money is the budget only. No, all your tools, machinery, productive equipment, everything is money actually, because we have spent a budget to buy these all, or even we are taking it on the contract basis from any other subcontractor or supplier. Still, we are investing the budget over it, right? So we call it capital rather than money or budget. So these are the basic resources which are required initially to think about planning or to think about starting any project, right? These are the basic one. My PPT is visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can see the next one is resources in project management. These are the other resources, okay, which is anything which is required to execute the project, like budget, people, technology, time, space, tools, equipment, everything is required to complete the project. Okay. Now, in software, we can easily assign the resources to particular activity. All right. Resources allocation is used to assign the available resources in an economic way. In project management, resource allocation is the scheduling of activities and resources required by those activities while taking into consideration both the resource availability plus project time. So you need to see that while you are going to allocate the resource in MS Office, the good thing is that you can first prepare a list of all the resources you are having, not based on activity. If you will just prepare in the planning stage, you will prepare a list of all the resources you are having in your company or in your organization, And after that, while you will plan about activities, as per the need of activity, you will allocate from that sheet to a particular activity, that what is the requirement of this activity. Let us consider how much cement is required, how much engineers are required, how many number of laborers are required, what type of labor is needed. That we can easily assign in MS Office. Okay, MS Project Office, we can easily allocate that. So resource allocation is a very important factor because you need to consider the time of the project also. You need to consider the budget also. These two factors are very important to consider while you are selecting your resources and assigning to a particular activity, right? Now, the next term, which is very important, is resource leveling. Now, what is resource leveling? A project management technique which is used to examine unbalanced use of resources, usually people or equipment, over time and for resolving over allocation. Yes, resource leveling means where we will see that where is the imbalance in the resources, right? And where we can just reduce the imbalance because sometimes it happens the resources are not rightly allocated. Now you must have a question that how we will come to know that any resources not rightly allocated to a particular activity. See, manually it may be not possible to see where is the wrong thing is going on with the resources. But in MS Office, there is a good thing that we can easily see because wherever the over allocation is going to be there, a red icon will appear over that activity. And that red icon will let you know that there is over allocation. Because while you are going to find the resources in MS Office, what will happen? If let us consider just a small example, you have written in your resource sheet that you are having 50 number of laborers, okay? And for excavation work, you are having only 5 number of laborers available. All right. Now, when you are going to assign those 5 number of laborers to that particular activity, excavation work, let us consider you are assigning 6 number. So what will happen? And your total are 50. So when more than like you have saying that you have already and you have divided all these numbers in different activities. In 10 activities, you have divided all these 50 laborers. Okay. But now there is another activity where surplus amount you are allocating. More 2 laborers you have allocated. Now the problem is your total limit was 50 and you are extra allocation you are making, which is not possible. So because your total number is 50 only, so there is going to be a red icon, which will blink there again and again and showing you there is over allocation in this activity because you are exceeding the limit you are having in your company or in your organization or as per your source sheet. So that is the benefit of the software that it is automatically going to let you know where is the problem. Okay, so we can easily identify that problem in the software and we can balance those resources. We can check where is we can balance the sources by considering like if labor is free for some time, that same labor can be allocated to another activity also. So that can reduce that over allocation. Okay. So resource leveling is a very important technique to reduce the imbalance and equally distribute the resources in the right way. Okay. Leveling resources involve redistributing an imbalance of allocated work. All right. So these two factors we always need to consider while we are considering the balance of resources. That is only possible. The first factor is that you need to, the main aim of resource leveling is allocate the resources efficiently, right? So the project can be completed in the given time frame. Resource leveling can be broken down into two main areas. The first one is project that can be completed by using all resources which are available and the project which can be completed within limited sources. Yes, two situations may arise during construction. Sometimes it happens that the resources are limited. We need to complete our work within those limited sources. Or another work is where resources are available in plenty, but we just need to complete the project, okay, where we do not have focus on the resource availability. Focus is to complete the project. Even allocating more resources or over allocation. Okay, so these three situations can be there, but resource leveling may help to achieve both of the situations. Like even in a case where limited resources are there, we can balance it in a right way. Like as I said, that same labor can be utilized for two tasks at a time, right? Which can save the resources also, or the same equipment or machinery can be utilized for two tasks at different time. In the same day, if same equipment is needed, we can redistribute the time period so that the same equipment is able to complete two of the tasks. Okay, so we do not need two equipment. With one machinery or plant, we can complete it. So that is what resource leveling is. Okay, to balance the resources, whatever situation is. Okay, resources can be extended for over a period of time until the resources required are available. That is very important because obviously it is a very difficult task to complete the project within limited sources. So in that case, we always should plan and we should think about that. Let's increase the duration. If it is we are having less number of resources, we can increase the project duration. Okay, so that the resources are also going to be balanced and no any over exploitation of the resources or over allocation of resources should be there, which will increase the work time also of machinery and labor. So that we can do. So we can just think about increasing the project duration. Okay, so it is wiser to delay the project for a longer duration rather than you over allocating the resources. So these two techniques we can use. Over allocation as I'm using, I think you all are aware, when the resource is assigned more work than can be completed during normal work hours. Like let us consider we are having normal work hour 9 to 5, but still we need to complete some time from 5 to 8 also. So over allocation is there of the work, like that can increase some pressure on the stress problem in the employees, right? Or you know that in construction sector, obviously the activities may go during the night hours also. So it's not like that the person who's working or the equipment or the labor who's working in the daytime also, same labor is also working at the night time. That can result into poor workmanship, degraded quality also. Okay, because over exhaustion or over allocation may result into a problem, right? So resource allocation often leads to overtime and overspending on financial resources. So that we need to see that resource over allocation should be avoided with the help of resource leveling. Okay. Now these four techniques are very important. Do focus on these four, that how we can reduce overload or over allocation of resources. These four can be used. First one is resource leveling, as I told you. Second one is prioritize your project. And the next one is linking tasks. And the last one is leaving breathing room. These four are going to be very important factor to reduce this over allocation, because over allocation is not only going to create problem to the labor and other resources, it can also create problem for shortage of material. It can also create problem in the quality of the work which is being done. Okay, so these problems may arise. So we need to focus on these four techniques which can help us to reduce overload. First one, you can see resource leveling. In this method, the project manager either level the resources by hand manually, which is very complicated. As I said, manually, how we will come to know where we have made a mistake, where we have over allocated a resource. It's quite difficult. And in those projects where we are having number of activities to perform, right, where hundreds plus activities are there, where we will able to find out in the network we have prepared or the bar chart I have prepared that where we have went wrong. That's quite difficult and complex in nature, right? So manually, it's very difficult to identify where over allocation is there. But with the use of software, which is Microsoft project, you can easily level the resources. As I already explained, software will automatically tell you where is over allocation, and you can easily reduce. So you can see how it is going to help you plan, because planning is going to be much smarter than when before even executing the project you have right planning for your resource also. You know where how much is needed, where is over allocation, how I can reduce over allocation. So your planning is going to be much smarter rather than manually we are going to do it. So this is the first technique which we can focus on. Second technique is prioritize your project, which is also equally important. By prioritizing project, when a resource allocation overload is apparent or a task conflict exists, it can be resolved without piling pressure on the individual or team or requiring the individual or team to put in a couple 12 hours days. So yes, what we can do here, the term is that either you can prioritize your project, because it's not like that project manager is only dealing with a single project at a time, right? There can be different project being handled by the project manager. So we can do one thing, that we can prioritize the project, okay? Or I'll say we can prioritize the activities in a single project also. There are number of activities are there. First, prioritize. Let us consider out of 100, these 30 activities are primary. These 30 activities are the major activities, and we need to have sufficient resources for this. We cannot take a risk with this. Let us consider the reinforcement work is going on, or a shuttering work is going on, concreting operations. These are individually we are allocating resources that will result in over allocation. Now, same example I can explain. Let us consider, despite of taking same equipment to same machinery to another site, what you are doing, you are considering two activities different. You are writing as a project manager in project 1 or project 2. In project 1, the activity which is required to be performed at 9 a.m., you are writing it activity 1, 2 number or 1 number of machinery is required. Excavator, let us consider. In project B, the first activity is also excavation, going to start at 12 p.m. or maybe, 2 p.m. Okay. And you are also writing there one excavator. Okay. Now it will show you two excavators are required. Okay. In your sheet, it will show two excavators are required. Okay. Now, if you will do this one thing, it is showing that and let us consider you are only having budget for one excavator. All right. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am. Your
Okay, okay. So
audio,
I think
your
presentation is
PPT is
again,
not there.
yeah. Don't worry. This is the last slide actually.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll share the PPT again. This is the last slide actually. There is connection with another laptop in which I'm showing the presentation. So that's why it is happening. Okay. So I hope my voice is clear. You are able to hear me. Okay. So this is the last slide actually, where I'm telling you that when you are going to show it as a two excavator, okay, and your budget is only for one excavator, so it will show that you are over allocating resources. It is out of your budget. You have over allocated. Your requirement is one, your requirement is two, but your availability is one. So I hope now it's clear. But see, if logically you will link the activities, you have just seen that, okay, the same excavator is free after 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. We can use it in another site. Why to write a requirement for another one, right? So in this way, you can reduce the over allocation. And the last I was saying, leaving breathing room. Breathing room means like it should not be harsh over the resources, that the same resource is over exhausting, over allocating, and again and again, and its life is also getting disturbed. Life in the sense, service life, durability life, right? There should be a balance in these. Like as I said, the same excavator is required in another site. There should be gap in its use. It should not be like that. It is used in first site and it is just transferred to another site and continuously working. There should be a room which is given between the activities. Okay. Or another way I can say that to start another activity, you should have some lag. Now here the importance of lag came, because you are starting with the project today. Okay. First activity, and after 3 days, first activity of excavation is completed, and the same day you are starting with another activity, which can be like you are not prepared for next activity, so problem may arise with next activity. You are starting on the same day where you are completing the excavation. So much better thing is, on the third day, if you are able to complete the work at half time, leave that work and just do not start the next activity without preparation. Just leave that half day as a gap to start to prepare for next activity which you are going to start. Maybe the you are going to start with the column reinforcement mesh. Okay. So if you are going to start with that, just make sure you are having all the resources at the site. You have all the requirement of resources available. Then only start with another activity. But see, to plan this, because it's not like that how much you will plan in the site, any problem may arise. We are not 100% sure what may happen wrong, right? So it is always advisable that have some breathing room between tasks. Do not start all the activities just together, okay? Or do not start one just after one another. That will create too much confusion also, and you must have not prepared some time, leading into major accident or major problem sometime. So it's good to say, good always that always give some time for the activities. That will also save in term of resources and reduce your over allocation. Because as I said, same day you are starting with another activity, same resources are needed in that activity. So continuously exhaustion of all the resources will be there. So much better practice is that always go for the some room which is left between all the resources. It doesn't mean that we'll increase the budget. No, whatever resources we are having, with the balance of all these resources, we can create a breathing room between the activities. All right. So this is all about the resource allocation, over allocation, and how to reduce over allocation. So I hope idea is there, and in between whatever problem happened because of this internet, I hope I am sorry for that. So if any question is there from anyone regarding whatever we have discussed today, you can tell me. Yeah, Gaurav, MSP is starting from tomorrow. Okay, same time. Now, as I said that today we are only continuing with the just today we have completed with the basics. Now, whatever I have discussed with you, this all is going to be implemented in software. Now you are going to see how you can assign the resources, how you can just write all the activities in a sequence, how you can establish a relationship that which activity will start first, which activity will start later on, how you can give this breathing room. Like I want to start the third activity after the completion of second activity and 1 day plus. Like second activity will complete today. I want to take rest for the next day. After that, I will start with third activity. So in that case, this is 1 day is the lag to start another activity. So you will able to see now in software how we used to assign this lag, how we used to assign the relationship between the activities, then how we can prepare the bar chart. Just by one click we can see what is how a bar chart will look like. You can just by one click see how a network diagram will look like. Okay, just by one click in the software you can see which one is a critical path. Manually you can see it's quite complicated to calculate, but in software just by one click you will able to see, okay, this path is critical, we need to, and you can easily write all the names of activities over your bars or in your network technique. You can easily prepare a resource sheet, you can allocate resources from there in your different activities. So that part is going to be taken by uh, my co-colleague Harkamal sir will take that session, okay, from tomorrow. My session was only about telling you the basics. So the application of these basic is going to be taken by Harkamal sir from tomorrow. So the software, I hope, I will only give one suggestion. Install the software in your system, okay? And whatever you are going to learn tomorrow, that will help you to be practiced by yourself in your software. So trial version you can install and you can practice over there. So if trial version will be there with sir, you can also like when sir is going to tell you about the software, you can also practice in your system. Okay, so that you can do. Yeah, so from tomorrow it is starting. The link is already shared in the group, WhatsApp group, which is prepared. The link is given there to download the software. Okay. Yeah, you can take any version because as we have told you that we are going to deal with basics only because in this short duration of 1 week, we can only discuss the basics of MSP. Okay. The further, so many things are there in MS Project Office. We can handle 2 or 3 projects at the same time. We can just, do a lot of things with the project, but that is not possible in this less duration. So that's why we will only discuss the basic. Yeah, that will work. Do not worry, Nadeem. 2013 version or 2010, whatever version you are having, that will work because basics are same in every version. So don't worry about it. All right. So any question related to the assign these PPTs, you can let me know. So I hope everything is, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please share the PPT with the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will send by today through that WhatsApp group. I will share both of the PPTs.
Okay.
Yes, Ajat, we are not going to discuss the MSP with basics. We are going to take a problem. Tomorrow we'll start with a problem. Okay. A practical problem will be considered, and that problem will be continued for the 3 days. And every basic will be discussed in term of a problem. Okay. Or a construction project, we can say we'll take. We will consider the activities and practical approach, and we will show you how we can deal it with it. All right. Yeah. So thanks to everyone for joining today. And I hope you have learned something today. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Monica. I think it was wonderful. A
Thank you,
session
sir.
by you.